Have you heard the story of Yggdrasil, the World Tree, home of the Nine Realms of Norse Mythology? Yggdrasil is an immense ash tree that is central to the cosmos, holding the universe of the Old Norse. The branches of Yggdrasil extend far into the heavens, and the tree is supported by three roots. They extend far away, one to the well of Urbrunner in the heavens, one to the spring of Hildigmr, and one to another in the well of Minisbrunner. The realms were made up of Asgard and Vanaheim, home of the Aesir and the Vanir gods. Jotunheim, the realm of the ice giants. Midgard, the realm of mortals. Niflheim, the primordial realm of ice. Alfheim, the realm of the Light Elves. Niflheim, the realm of the Dwarves. Muspelheim, the primordial realm of fire. And finally, Helheim, the realm of the dead. If you like myths and legends like these, be sure to subscribe so you do not miss an episode. The first of the 9 realms we will visit is the home of the Aesir, the realm of Asgard. Asgard loosely translates to the enclosure of the Aesir. It appears in a multitude of Old Norse sagas and mythological texts. It is a fortified home of the Aesir gods, one of the 2 factions of gods that is ruled by Odin. Asgard is said to be near the top of Yggdrasil. It is connected to Midgard, the realm of the humans, by the rainbow bridge known as the Bifrost. As home of the gods, Asgard was the preeminent realm in Norse mythology, a place of unearthly size. Lore divides Asgard into 12 or more realms, including Valhalla, the home of Odin, and the abode of half the heroes slain in earthly battles, Svartalfheim, the home of Thor, and Breathtaking, the home of the god Balder. It came as close to civilized perfection as was possible in the realms. Here we have a quote from Snorri Sturluson, writer of the Prose Edda. There is also in that place Asgard, the abode called Breidablik. There is not in heaven a fairer dwelling. There too is the one called Glitnir, whose walls and all its posts and pillars are of red gold, and its roof of silver. There is also the abode called Himinbjorg. It stands at the heaven's end by the bridgehead, in the place where the Bifrost joins heaven. Another great abode is there, which is named Valaskjolf. Odin possesses that dwelling. The gods made it and thatched it with sheer silver. And in that hall is the Hilskjolf, the high seat, so called. Whenever Allfather sits in that seat, he surveys all lands. Asgard brims with a divine energy and compelling narratives of gods who command wisdom, war, love, and trickery. Ruling over these divine figures is Odin, the Allfather, a deity renowned for his insatiable thirst for wisdom and profound wisdom. Along him stands figures like Thor, the indomitable god of thunder, known for his bravery and strength, and Loki, the enigmatic trickster god, whose tales add a layer of unpredictability and intrigue to the Asgard realm. These deities are not the only inhabitants. Asgard also houses the Einhjar, the chosen fallen warriors who train every day for the prophesized end-of-world event, Ragnarok. The inhabitants of Asgard are diverse, each contributing to the realm's complex tapestry. Their narratives, full of triumphs, treacheries, quests, and quarrels, create a vibrant mythos that illuminates the values and beliefs of the ancient Norse people. In exploring these characters, we gain a deeper understanding of Asgard's lore and profound human quest for knowledge, power, and honor. The next realm we will visit is Vanaheim, the home of the Vanir, the second group of Norse gods. According to the poetic Edda, Vanaheim is a lush and mystical realm known for its diverse and beautiful landscapes. In Norse mythology, Vanaheim is located in the sky and is connected to Asgard, the home of the Aesir gods. The realm is said to be covered in dense forest, dotted with sprawling meadows and rolling hills. The Vanir gods are said to preside over Vanaheim's bountiful fields, granting fertility to the land and its inhabitants. The rivers and streams of Vanaheim are said to be teeming with life, with fish and other aquatic creatures abounding. The geography of Vanaheim is also steeped in mystical features. One such feature is the Well of Urdur, a sacred spring said to be located in the heart of the realm. The well is said to hold great power and knowledge, and the Vanir gods often seek it for guidance. Another notable feature of Vanaheim is the golden palace of the Vanir gods called Vanaheimr. The palace is said to be located at the center of the realm and is known for its grandeur and beauty. Overall, Vanaheim's geography and landscape are an integral part of the realm's mythology and culture, embodying the power and the magic of the Vanir gods. Vanaheim is a realm steeped in rich culture and society, shaped by the Vanir gods. This divine race has instilled unique customs and rituals, which are reflected in the lives of its inhabitants. The culture of Vanaheim is spread by the Vanir's close connection to nature and the importance of fertility. One of the most significant aspects of the Vanir culture is their reverence of sacred animals. The Vanir view animals as vital to the balance of nature, and these creatures are often depicted in their art and mythology. Some of the sacred animals revered by the Vanir include boars, horses, and stags. Music and dance are other essential elements of Vanaheim culture. These arts are seen as an expression of joy and vitality, and they are an important part of the festivals and celebrations in this realm. Vanir music is often played on the instruments such as lyres and harps, and their dances are energetic and full of life. Vanaheim is also a realm of love and fertility, and the Vanir gods are associated with those concepts. Many rituals and festivals in Vanaheim revolve around the celebration of the cycle of life and the importance of procreation. These rituals often involve feasting, music, and dance. The Vanir are known for their close relationship with mortals, and this relationship is reflected in the culture of Vanaheim. Mortals who live in this realm are often viewed as equals, and the Vanir are said to be approachable and friendly. However, mortals are expected to show respect for the Vanir and honor them in offerings and rituals. Setting off across the mighty Yggdrasil, we next come across the realm of Jotunheim. Jotunheim is the home of the Jotun, a race of ice giants. The race of giants lived in Jotunheim, the name meaning something like home or the realm of the ice giants. It was the opposite of the realm of Asgard. It was seen as a wild and untamed place where all the wild things lived. It was the complete opposite to the tame and ordered place of Asgard, where Odin, the chief of the gods, reside. Jotunheim is a realm of rugged beauty. It's a land of towering mountains, deep forests, and coursing rivers. The climate here is harsh, marked by biting cold and lashing winds. Yet, it is this very wilderness that gives Jotunheim its unique charm. Among the notable locations in Jotunheim, Utgard stands out. This stronghold of the giants is a place of mystery and might, often featuring in Norse mythology. Then there are the various homes of the Jotnar, scattered across the realm, from Thrymheim, the abode of Thiazi, to Gastropnir, the home of the giantess Menglod. The rivers of Jotunheim are no less noteworthy. They're icy currents born from the great serpent Jormungandr. These include the Ilivingar, the 11 rivers that existed even before the creation of the world. Each geographical feature of Jotunheim adds to its raw and untamed character. The Jotnar, or giants, are the very heartbeat of Jotunheim. These beings are an interesting bunch. They come in all shapes and sizes, from the beautiful Gerdur, wife to Freyr, to Tyr's giant grandmother with 900 heads. They embody the wild, the element, and the primal forces of chaos. The giants of Jotunheim are frost giants, born of ice and cold, while fire giants inhabit the fiery realm of Muspelheim. Yet, despite their elemental natures, the Jotnar are not merely brutish monsters. They possess a range of personalities and abilities, some demonstrating wisdom and cunning. Notable Jotnar abound in Norse mythology. There's Thrymr, the king of the giants who stole Thor's hammer, and then there's the wise Mimir, the guardian of the well of wisdom. Each giant brings their own flavor to the mystic brew. The relationships among the Jotnar are as varied as the giants themselves. There are rivalries and alliances, friendships and feuds. The Jotnar even have a complex relationship with the gods, filled with tension and intrigue. It's these interactions that add a touch of drama to the frosty realm of Jotnar. Now we will leave the home of the frost giants and head out along Yggdrasil's branches to our home, Midgard, the realm of mortals. Midgard, meaning middle yard or middle enclosure, the abode of mankind, made from the body of the first created being, the giant Ymir. According to legend, the gods killed Ymir, rolled his body into the central void of the universe, and began fashioning Midgard. The name Midgard has a double meaning. The first meaning of the word refers to civilization's position in the middle of an otherwise wild world, which is reflected on the cosmological plane by Midgard being surrounded by the uninhabited wilderness of Jotunheim, the world of the often hostile giants. This is akin to the way in which the continents were surrounded by the ocean, which is, in the ancient Germanic perspective, also teeming with giants. Both of these senses of the word's meaning ultimately refer to Midgard's place in the psychogeographical distinction between Inigard and Utengard, one of the most important concepts in ancient Germanic worldview. That which is Inagard, inside the fence, is orderly, law-abiding, and civilized, while that which is Utengard, out beyond the fence, is chaotic, anarchic, and wild. This applies both to geographical plane and the human psyche. Thoughts and actions can be Inagard and Utengard just as readily as spatial locations. According to the Eddas, Midgard will be destroyed at Ragnarok, the battle at the end of the world. Jormungandr, also known as the Midgard serpent or the world serpent, will arise from the ocean, poisoning the land and the sea with his venom, and causing the sea to rear up and lash against the land. The final battle will take place on the plain of Vigrar, following which Midgard and most life will be destroyed. With earth sinking into the sea, only to rise again, fertile and green, and the cycle to repeat itself. Now we leave the world of mortals, our home. We head to the realm shrouded in mist and frost, a place that is fascinating as it is chilling. This is Niflheim, one of the two primordial realms in the Norse cosmos. The name Niflheim in Old Norse translates to mist home or mist world. It is a realm that stands in stark contrast to its fiery counterpart, Muspelheim. Niflheim is a realm of frost and mist, a place of biting cold and eternal winter. It has a harsh environment, but is also a place of primordial power and ancient wisdom. The dragon Nidhogger and his brood reside here, gnawing on the roots of the tree Yggdrasil. Niflheim is a realm of eternal winter, a place where the cold is so intense it's almost a physical presence. It's like the far north of Norway or the icy landscapes of Greenland, but magnify 100-fold. The air is thick with mist, obscuring your vision and muffling the sounds of the realm. It's a place of solitude and silence, a stark contrast to the bustling cities and towns we're used to. Yet, despite its harsh conditions, Niflheim is a place of primal beauty. The rivers that flow from Vergelmer cut through the icy landscape, their waters shimmering in the faint light. The frost that covers the ground sparkles like a blanket of diamonds, and the auras that dance across the sky paint the realm in hues of green and blue. It's a realm that is as breathtaking as it is chilling, a testament to the raw, untamed power of nature. At the beginning of time in Norse mythology, the glacial world of Niflheim stood at one end of the empty vacuum known as the Yawning Void, or Gunninga Gap. As the eons passed, the ice of Niflheim and the flames of Muspelheim encroached on Gunninga Gap, meeting somewhere in the middle. When the heat of Muspelheim melted the frost of Niflheim, the vapors coalesced into Ymir, the first giant. The thawing ice also revealed Adubla, a sacred cow that nursed Ymir and fed on the salty blocks of ice. After some time, Adumla's insatiable ice-licking uncovered Buri, the first of the Aesir deities and the grandfather of Odin. In his 13th century prose Edda, Icelandic scholar Snorri Sturluson recounts Adumla's role in the creation myth. She licked the ice blocks, which were salty. The first day that she licked the blocks, there came forth from the blocks in the evening a man's hair. The second day, a man's head. The third day, the whole man was there. He is named Buri. He was fair of feature, great and mighty. He begat a son called Bor, who wedded the woman named Bestla, daughter of Bullthorn, the giant. And they had 3 sons. One was Odin, the second Vili, and the third Vi. Buri and his sons eventually slew Ymir, for the giant had become a cruel and greedy monster. After dismembering his body, they filled the emptiness of Gunnagap with his parts, using them to create the earth, sea, and sky. Leaving the cold of Niflheim, we will now head to the fire of Muspelheim. Muspelheim features in both the creation of the world and its downfall. During Ragnarok, the fire giant Surt arrives from the south, surely meant to be understood as a realm of heat and fire, with a flaming sword to slay the gods and burn the world. For Vikings, the cosmos both begins and ends in fire along with ice. Muspelheim is a realm defined by fire, lava, and volcanic landscapes. Its extreme temperature makes it a unique and hospitable world. Yet it's crucial to Norse cosmology as it facilitates both the beginning and the end of the 9 worlds. This realm shares boundaries with other worlds, and as the essence of fire holds a deeper symbolism in Norse myths, representing forces of destruction and change. Other than being central in the cycle of creation and destruction in the world, we know little about Muspelheim. Nothing I could find said anything about where the fire giants come from, but it's likely they are Jotnar. Where Jotunheim is often described as mountains, cold, and ice, Muspelheim is the opposite. Possibly there are tales that are long lost that explain how Jotunheim came to live in both realms, but we may never know. Whereas there are many tales of Thor or other gods venturing into Jotunheim, there are no such adventures in Niflheim. Possibly it was simply too inhospitable to survive even for them, a primordial realm of pure destruction. We will now make our way out of this fiery realm of destruction and make our way someplace more peaceful, the realm Alfheim. Alfheim stands in the heavens, high in the crown of the world tree Yggdrasil, not far from Asgard and Vanaheim. Although the realm is not described clearly in Norse literature, considering the nature of the elves, it is thought to be quite enchanting. In the 13th century, Snorri Sturluson describes the Light Elves as luminous and more beautiful than the sun, so we may suppose that their homeland is a gracious realm of light and beauty. As the dwelling place of the elves, Alfheim is only mentioned twice in Old Norse texts. Here we have a quote from Sturluson describing the elvish realm. Many places are there and glorious, that which is called Alfheimr is one, where dwell the peoples called Light Elves, but the Dark Elves dwell down in the earth, and they are unlike in appearance, but by far more unlike in nature. The Light Elves are fairer to look upon than the sun, but the Dark Elves are blacker than pitch. There are two contrasting types of elves in Norse mythology, Light Elves and Black Elves. The dark ones dwell within the earth and have darker pigmentation. The Light Elves are fairer to look upon than the sun, as described by Snorri Sturluson. Their exalted position in mythology manifests by a constant connection with the gods in Old Norse poetry, particularly the Vanir. Leaving the lands of the mysterious elves, we will next take a look at the realm of Nidavellir. In Old Norse literature, the home of the Dwarves is either called Nidavellir or Svartalfheim. Nidavellir was home of the Dwarves, a cavernous subterranean realm. Nidavellir was said to be located to the north, presumably reference to its position on Yggdrasil, the world tree. Nidavellir was largely composed of mines and workshops, where crafty dwarves crafted wares regarded as the best in the Nine Realms. In the words of Snorri Sturluson, the region was sometimes known as Svartalfheim. Rarely mentioned in Norse sources, Nidavellir is a realm that remains shrouded in mystery. The Volspa alluded to the realm, tying it to the mythical dwarf Sindri and the mineral wealth. The dwarves are master smiths and craftsmen who live beneath the ground. Accordingly, Nidavellir or Svartalfheim are probably thought of as a labyrinth of subterranean complex of mines and forges. If either of these names is original, the name that the Vikings used to refer to the dwarves' homeland is probably Nidavellir. While both names occur only in relatively late and problematic sources, the first source to use the term Nidavellir, the poem Volspa, is older than the first and only source to use the term Svartalfheim, Snorri Sturluson's Prose Edda. Unfortunately, we know only the vaguest outlines of what the Vikings thought the homeland of the dwarfs was like. And now we head to the last of the Nine Realms, Helheim, the realm of the dead. Helheim is a subterranean place. It is positioned in the cold and dark. It is buried deep underneath one of the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree. Although Helheim is not a place of punishment of any kind, it is far from a pleasant realm overall. This world is damp, dark, cold, dreary, and misty. If someone is naive enough to think that the Norse realm of the dead and the Christian concept of hell share a lot of similarities, they would certainly be making a big mistake. Apart from the fact that Helheim and Hell are both realms of the dead and located underground, these concepts have little else in common. Old Norse sources aren't very clear about how someone ended up in one of the afterlife realms. However, what is clear is that if someone died, according to Norse belief, his departure to the underworld was not a reward for his moral behavior, nor had it been a punishment for his sins. The dead in hell did the same thing that the men and women of the Viking Age did while they were among the living: eating, drinking, sleeping, and fighting, and so on. It was simply a continuation of life, just in a different place. The realm of Helheim and its queen Hel is discussed in one of Snorri Sturluson's stories in the Prose Edda. Here we can find more about this bleak and cold place. Hel was sent there by Odin after a prophecy foretold that Loki's children would cause trouble for the gods of Asgard. Of all the Old Norse sources, only one describes Hel as a thoroughly unpleasant place, the Prose Edda of the 13th century. Snorri wrote many generations after the Norse religion had given way to Christianity and ceased to be a living tradition. Hell he cast into Niflheim, and gave to her power over 9 worlds. To appropriation all abodes among those who were sent to her, that is, men dead of sickness or old age. She has great possessions there, her walls are exceedingly high, and her gates great. Her hall is called Sleet-cold, her dish Hunger. Famine is her knife, Idler her thrall, Sloven her maidservant, Pint of stumbling her threshold, by which one enters, Disease her bed, Gleaming bale her bed hangings. She is half blue black and half flesh color, and very lowering fierce. Snorri Sturluson, Prose Edda. We will now leave the 9 realms and head back to our mundane world. But we hope this adventure piques your interest in these old stories from the cold north. If you would like to see more Norse stories, let us know in the comments. But our journey does not end here. There are many more legends to explore, many more stories to tell. So stay tuned for more episodes of Legends, Lore, and You, where we bring the mysteries of the world to your screen. Until then, this is Chris, and we hope you all take care and be safe out there. As always, stay curious, stay inspired, and happy storytelling.